she's a lady. Whoa, 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 she's a lady. Talking about that little lady. And the lady is mine.
Welcome back, YouTubers. I am Jason Wiersema. That is Gregory. That back there is Hampton the Bear, who I thought was going to have to fill in for Gregory. I mean, we thought we were trying to get this video out Thursday.
Yeah.
Trying to get the video out Friday. Gregory's sleeping or...
I was a little busy, you know.
doing busy things out there. Almost had my boy Hampton out there filling in for you. I know you would have done a good job. I know you would have. I mean, you don't have much to offer, but you are a bear. So I mean, that's a step up. Well, this is Tankers Fantasy Football, and we got for you today all the free agent landing spots and what they do for your dynasty teams and what they do for your upcoming redraft prospects.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're gonna lead it off here. Who you got to lead her off?
I mean, the Browns, obviously, with all this free agency they've been doing. My goodness.
I mean, if you're a Cleveland Brown fan, I mean, you've never been more excited. I mean, my God.
Oh yeah. I mean, even first 8 games without Kareem Hunt, you've got to be excited.
I mean, it's
Super
just good.
excited.
Odell's in town now. Landry's still around. Even, Njoku has kind of been a letdown. He's an athletic tight end. Callaway's a guy that can take a top off of defense.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it is all in. Baker Mayfield's probably going to take a step forward. This is all in. And Vegas got the over under a 9.5 wins for the Browns. And I'm thinking taking the over.
Definitely got to take over.
10 wins, Browns? I knew we were going to get the Jing down here. Eventually, she is yet to come see the Gregory.
Yeah. But, I mean, especially when they didn't really give up much to get OBJ. I mean, Pepper's a solid
I think they should have
player.
gotten 2 first. I think the Giants should have got 2 first for giving
I don't know
up.
what they were doing.
We were talking about a potential Hall of Famer, perennial Pro Bowler,
this is
easy top 2 or 3 at his position.
Generational talent. Guys like this don't just come out of nowhere. I mean, guys like this don't come along too often. You got to hold on to them.
I think I think Beckham's stock even takes an uptick out there. I mean, Noodle Arm Eli out of the picture. Mayfield at the helm now. Kitchens after Mayfield had that rookie year, or at least the second half under the Kitchens control, so he doesn't have to learn a new playbook out there. And I'm thinking I don't see any way we're not looking at 90, 1,400, and probably 10, 12 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, he's sky's the limit for him this year. I mean, he's got better receivers on this team, so he's not focused on as hard. It should just be a better all-around situation.
Better all-around offense, more first downs to be had, more red zone opportunities, and that spells good things for any fantasy player.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
moving on to the other big wide receiver, not necessarily a free agent move, but another trade out to the Raiders and Antonio Brown. And this is probably one of the possibly the best place he could have probably gone. I mean, as far as he could have been shipped off to Desolation Row out there. I mean, it could have been bad news. He almost was a Bill. They almost had him on the fucking.
That would have been really. I think that would have been really interesting, honestly. Antonio on the Bills. That could have been really sexy,
Pinning him up there on the Night's Watch or whatever the fuck. They were just holding him up there up north. It would have been. I don't think Antonio Brown would have been very happy about going to a team. I mean, he's all about Vegas next year, baby.
That's why I think this move's so good for the Raiders. Just bring that guy.
They needed the billboard guy. They're moving to Vegas next year. Who's your billboard guy? Jared Cook?
Yeah, it's
John Gruden? Because we're talking about John Gruden is probably the billboard. I mean, you can't put Derek Carr on the billboard.
No,
that's ridiculous.
They traded away all their guys.
I mean, but I don't know if it goes bad for the Raiders, it's going to go bad fast. I mean, we're talking about triple threat match on the sideline between Gruden and Carr, who already seem to have beef.
And then Antonio just
and an egomaniac like Antonio Brown. If things start to go south, Derek Carr sails a couple of these throws because he's never really been a good deep ball thrower.
No, not really. I mean, I don't really think Derek Carr's that good, just in general. I just don't.
I mean, I think he's going to miss Big Ben Roethlisberger more than he can ever imagine. But I still got him penciled in at 9. I mean, how can this guy... I mean, he's got 6 years of 100 catches or more in a row now?
he is obviously going to drop off, but he's dropping off from number 1 player in fantasy to like still wide receiver 1. First, 2 rounds, you got to say?
Yeah, I think he's a second round guy now. I think he's more of a middle of the second round guy. So you got to think about who would you definitely take over him? You got with the Tyreek situation, that's a little bit muddied right now. So we're talking about Hopkins, talking about Devontae Adams.
Yep, we're talking about
Julio, Michael Thomas, Odell Beckham, who we just talked about. So we got 5.
And then, I mean, after that, I mean, you got your...
take Mike Evans over him?
You got your A.J. Greens of the world.
Nah, I take Antonio Brown over A.J. Green.
I'm trying to throw it,
I think their quarterback situation is about equal. I think Antonio Brown has less injury questions for me than
I also like the Tyrell Williams signing by the Raiders.
Yeah.
I think, they 4 for 44. Not that much money, $11 million a year, and he's a good wide receiver too.
But I think it wasn't very much for him in fantasy. I think it was a parallel move. I think he's going to be doing the same thing he was there as he was in San Diego. Like, he's not like he's gaining targets at all.
No.
I think he's just going to be the second fiddle to Antonio Brown like he was for a couple years there for Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
But I think the Tyrell Williams leaving town, I think, is big news for my boy, Big Mike Williams, and still down in Los Angeles. I mean, you look at it, Tyrell Williams, what did he play last year? He played 76% of the snaps, and Mike Williams only played 62.
Yeah.
So that we're talking about a definite uptick in snaps for a guy who caught 10 touchdowns. We're talking about a guy who caught 10 touchdowns off 66 targets last year. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
I mean, you got to wonder if he can keep that up, though.
The target's got no... I mean, I don't see how this guy, if he stays on the field, I don't see how this guy doesn't get into that 110 target range.
Yeah, I mean, especially... what's his name? Keenan Allen's always had injury problems, I mean, who knows if he goes down? He definitely has to.
And Keenan, when he did go down, he ripped the Chiefs to shreds, did Mike Williams.
Oh, yeah.
And in that primetime game, just absolutely ripped them to shreds. I think, this is a big time. I mean, I'm not looking to overpay for Mike Williams in these upcoming fantasy drafts, but I'm saying, when it gets close to time, I think he's going to be the type of guy that's going to be going in that 5th, 6th round. That might be a little bit too rich.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
I love the upside, but man, you can get some guaranteed wide receiver 2 sexy boys at that point in the draft.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, one more big time dude went up to New York, now playing in the Meadowlands. Le'Veon Bell is now a Jet. And where we got him ranked? You think you got James Conner in front of him?
I feel like at this point you have to. At this point you have to.
You look at it, the Jets had like the 25th ranked offensive line last year, and he's never experienced having to run behind such a lackluster offensive line. That stop and go run style that he likes to do doesn't really work when there's 2 dudes in your face.
No, I think this is a really bad move for Le'Veon Bell, honestly. I just don't know what he's thinking.
He's got the money. He had the $14.5 million guaranteed last year, but if I feel him. If he got hurt, he went out there, he get $35 million?
Well, there were rumors that the Steelers offered him 5 for $70, and he declined it.
With the $30 million guaranteed?
I'm not for sure what the
I don't think they were offering the guarantees, though. I don't think the Steelers were offering that guarantee.
Yeah, I don't know. He didn't get that much money with the Jets.
He's got the limelight in New York. The Giants are apparently on the outs. They don't even know what their identity is. They trade away their perennial Pro Bowl, possible Hall of Fame wide receiver, and you're like, oh, they're in rebuild mode. And then they signed Golden Tate, and you're like, what the dick are we doing?
I don't know what they're.
What are we doing?
Especially, the Giants are just dumb. I don't know why they didn't.
What is even happening?
Why they didn't keep Saquon and Odell Beckham together? That could have just been.
Because I had Evan Ingram moving up the ranks. It's Odell Beckham left town. I had Evan Ingram penciled in as possibly my 4th tight end behind the likes of Kelsey, Ertz, and George Kittle. I think Evan Ingram could have stepped into that 4th spot, but with Golden Tate dicking around in the intermediate route, where the tight ends like to lurk. That's kind of cocking him right now.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about Evan Ingram. He's good. He's solid. I
do love him. I do love him when he was getting the targets. When OBJ was hurt, Evan Ingram's rookie year, Evan Ingram was getting peppered in targets.
They got to draft a quarterback. The
They got to.
Giants.
They have
They
to.
got. I mean, whether it's doesn't matter which one, Dwayne Haskins or Kyler Murray. You got to get one of them.
You got to get him. I think Haskins will be their boy.
I think Haskins could be good. He's got the good arm.
Who else we got? What else you got going on?
We got the Ravens going out there, making a lot of moves this offseason, signing that Mark Ingram, 3 for 15.
I really wanted the Bears to get some Mark Ingram.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't step in. There were many running backs. I mean, we could have stepped in and got.
Like Tevin Coleman went for 2 for 10. I mean, that's
2 for
cheap.
10.
I mean, we paid like Mike Davis 2 for 6. You're telling me you won't take Tevin Coleman 2 for 10 over Mike Davis 2 for 6? And I even kind of like Mike Davis a little bit, but my goodness.
And I mean, I do like Cordell Patterson at the same time, but it's like we couldn't have offered. I feel like I'd rather have Tevin Coleman 2 for 10 than Cordell Patterson.
I mean, we were last in kickoff return yards, so we did address a need by bringing in the man of Cordell Patterson. He's going to fill that Taylor Gabriel role, I think, better than Taylor Gabriel. On that play, we tried to run that switcheroo. We tried to run Taylor Gabriel up the middle in that playoff game, and he was stonewalled. That play is basically written for a guy like Cordell Patterson. 6'2", like 230. He's beefy.
He's a big dude. He's not. He's. Yeah, but the Ravens. Also, I like the Earl Thomas signing for them. I think Mark Ingram could have. I mean,
I think Mark Ingram's mid-range RB2, I think, is his ceiling. I don't think he's the type of guy that can all of a sudden be in the back-end RB1 conversation.
No, I don't think so either, but I mean...
But if he's still going in like the 5th, 6th round, I mean, if you went wide receiver heavy and maybe you wanted to grab a tight end in those first 5 rounds, I mean, a guy like Mark Ingram is your RB2 is for the Ravens with a quarterback like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, they're looking to run. They're looking to run every time. I mean, especially with all these running backs they got now. I mean, they're looking to. We're talking like 70% rush.
Yeah, Mark Ingram's still very productive. He had 4.7 yards per carry last year. Out there grinding. He's a little bit older at 29, but a lot of the tread is still on the tires. I mean, because he's been getting work for a lot of years, but not overworked.
Yeah, no, there's always been another guy there taking some of the touches off of him.
I mean, I don't know what is ceiling on his touches in a season, but I don't think it's 250.
Nah. It's hard to tell.
This is why we need producer Johnny K out to the side so I can shout these things at him, and then he can shout it back to me and let you know. You know what I'm saying? This is what we need. All right, what we got? No, speaking of Tevin Coleman.
Yep.
These are the Niners. I don't know what the Niners are necessarily doing. I think they're going to try to dump McKinnon now. Or are they going to go into there with like 3 running backs?
I feel like they just thought that they might as well go out and get this guy.
So cheap.
I mean, especially with their situation last year. They had Bredia, and Bredia went down. Everybody just went down for him.
He's played for Shanahan before.
Yeah.
Shanahan did well under the Shanahan system in Atlanta.
Yep.
I mean, the guy, I mean, when he was given every opportunity in the world last year when Freeman went down, he didn't really get it sexy for you whatsoever.
No, he didn't really get it done. And I mean, I don't know if I mean, he could end up being like a flex play this year, running back 2, but I mean, I can't really see him.
I wouldn't draft, if I'm going to draft any of the running backs from the Niners, I think I'm taking Breida because I think he'd go the last of the 3. The latest of the 3, I mean.
Yeah.
I like him, and I'm not spending no mid-round pick on Tevin Coleman or Jerick McKinnon.
That's definitely not what you're looking to do.
I mean, the guy, you look at it, he only had over 13 PPR points, and that's with Freeman only playing 3 games. He only had over 13 PPR points 4 times last year.
That's not good.
That is not very good. I mean, and that's with 9 touchdowns. I mean, Jesus.
He had every opportunity in the world.
His highest carries in a game was only 16, so they never really, his own team, the Falcons, never really felt the confidence in him, thought he was the guy that can go out there and get the bulk of these carries. I mean, the highest carry, and that was like week 3 with his highest carry mark at 16. No, it was week 2, my bad. So pretty early in the season.
Yeah, definitely, very early.
Only had 12 or more carries 4 times. I mean, I I mean, it's good for the Niners, and I would have loved him playing for the Bears, but I don't want anything to do with Tevin Coleman when it comes to fantasy football.
No. Fantasy football, no.
Nope.
And Jimmy Garoppolo coming back next year? I mean, who knows, though? If that team could stay healthy, Niners could be floating around that 500 range, maybe, if they nail this draft pick.
Garoppolo.
What else we got? We got the Chiefs going out there. Got Carlos Hyde. Got the Honey Badger.
I think Carlos Hyde is going to be fool's gold.
Yeah.
And the guy's averaged like 3.3 yards per carry the last 2 seasons. He just doesn't really do anything for me.
He had the one good year a couple years ago with the Niners, and then since then, he's just bad.
I mean, in his 6 games with the Browns, you're looking at Carlos Hyde. You think before he got traded to Jacksonville, he was kind of doing it for you. He was. In his 6 games with the Browns, he had 5 touchdowns. And you're like, yeah, well, that's pretty good. But I mean, he needed those 5 touchdowns to even be relevant at all because he only had over 15 PPR points one time.
Yeah.
With 5 touchdowns in 6 games. Like that is not what you're looking for. A guy that is that touchdown dependent. I know the Chiefs are a team that are going to be getting touchdown out there, but
yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the only way Carlos Hyde will have a good year is if he somehow just gets a bunch of touchdowns for some reason. Like,
I mean, the guy averaged 20 touches a game with Cleveland and had the 5 touchdowns in 6 games and still only had over 15 full point PPR points one time in those 6 games.
Cleveland wasn't even playing Chubb back then that much.
No. As I said, he was getting all this work. He was averaging 20. He had 19 carries a game and 6 receptions within the 6 games. So he's averaging 20 touches a game.
Just nothing.
And he is getting in the end zone. And he's still flaccid cocking the shit out of you out there. But I think this is good for Damian Williams, though. It's driving his stock down in redraft leagues. Like, I'm all in. Like, if Carlos Hyde is somehow getting drafted before Damian Williams come August, I mean, oh my Lord.
That's a late round steal.
I mean, you got to get in. I'm still in on Damian Williams. I think he's still their PPR guy. I think Andy Reid's not a fool. I think if Carlos Hyde sucks, he'll realize he sucks.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like Williams, like you said, the PPR guy, he'll be the guy out there getting the catches. So, I mean, even start of the year, he should still get playing time and touches, even with Hyde.
Oh, yeah. I think that Williams will definitely be the back to own, especially in PPR leagues this year in fantasy. We got some Deshaun Jackson. Going back to Philly. I mean, I don't really want anything to do with anything Philadelphia fantasy-wise besides Zach Ertz.
Yeah, none of those guys.
I'm off Alshon Jeffrey. I'm in a league, keeps 5. I'm letting him loose. I'm keeping Big Mike Williams over him. Fuck him.
Big Mike?
Big Mike all day. Let's go. Give me some upside instead of this middle and bum Alshon Jeffrey cockfest.
Fucking Alshon.
I hate him. I got to hate my heart for him. But Deshaun Jackson, if he is going to be going in like the 8th, 9th, 10th round, I mean, that's a decent flyer, especially in like a best ball league. Mm-hmm. He's always been a best ball guy.
Fucking Alshon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot to touch on the Dream Machine.
The Dream Machine.
Oh, my boy. I've been touting him for years, even when he was a Niner. Antonio Brown left town. The Outlaw, Jesse James. He's in Detroit, rustling up some mischief. So, I mean, this leaves a lot of targets on the table. Talking about 168 targets from Antonio Brown and 39 more to the Outlaw. And I know Juju's going to eat, but he can't eat all that, baby.
He's got to throw to somebody else.
I think Vance McDonald, baby.
I mean,
I'm smelling it.
He should be easy tight end 1, you think? I mean,
damn, he has to be. If he's healthy, I mean, you look at some of these back-end tight end ones last year, they were puke city. Puke-filled garbage.
Some Trey Burton action.
Oh, yeah. Trey Burton was a tight end 1 last year, people. I mean, Vance McDonald, I think, was a tight end 1 last year. I think he was. I think he was like tight end 9 in full PPR.
That's got to go up. I mean, he's got to go up like in that 5 through 7.
I think this is. I've been talking about Vance McDonald for years. In this, baby. I mean, James Washington as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to take a late round flyer and probably double-digit rounds, James Washington, second-year wide receiver. I think he's easy, boy. Eli Rogers is still there, you guys' contract, but fuck Eli Rogers.
Yeah, Eli Rogers isn't that good.
All right, what else do we have? Adrian Peterson? That's kind of deflating the old Darius Geist hype train, isn't it?
Yeah, going back, yeah. I mean, with the injuries, with Geist, I feel like it's a decent move to bring him back. I mean,
Oh, yeah, good for the Redskins, bad for Geist owners.
Yeah. But, I mean, I feel like Geist should get the opportunity to go out there and get that running back one.
Yeah, I like with Damian Williams. I think it's driving his stock down in redraft, and I think that's a good thing for us believers.
Yeah, there's definitely talent.
Because I was super high on him coming into the draft, coming in last year. Had him easily number 2 behind Saquon as far as rookie running backs go. You know, Rashad Penny be damned. You know.
Yeah.
Then he went out there and tore his ACL in the preseason, and then it was all over. But the problem thing is Adrian Peterson willing to take a back seat, because it didn't look like he was when he was on the sideline in New Orleans.
I mean, I feel like you gotta give the rookie, or not even the rookie, you gotta give the second year player touches. Adrian's gonna have to be, AP's gonna have to be fine with it.
But I think he's gonna eat into it though. AP's not gonna be getting no carries again.
No, he's gonna have to get some carries. So,
I think AP's gonna be getting his 10 to 12. I think Darius Geist might be in the same range. It's going to be kind of iffy to start the season. That's why you don't necessarily want to draft to start either of these guys.
No.
But, I mean, if you're going to own one of them, you definitely got to go with Geist.
Yeah.
You got some Bills doing some
Bills
scraping at the bottom of the free agent barrel. Bills
just going out there and getting. I mean, Frank Gore. Frank Gore is obviously Frank Gore, but he's just so old.
What is that? Frank Gore is not. I mean, Frank Gore is still doing his thing. He had 4.6 yards per carry last year. Magically delicious. I don't know.
It's got to stop at some point, right?
I don't know when, but Frank Gore is not helping you make the playoffs. No. No.
I mean, if put in the right situation, I don't think this is the right situation. If he would have signed to the right team.
I mean, how many 30-year-old running backs do the Buffalo Bills need?
All of them. They need all of those running backs.
They got 36-year-old Gore. They got 31 or 30-year-old McCoy. And they also have 30-year-old Chris Ivory. We're talking about combined age of 96.
That's crazy.
For your 3 running back. I think they have the only, besides Adrian Peterson, I think they have, the oldest, 3 of the 5 oldest running backs in the league.
Oh, my gosh.
It's gross.
And then they went out there and they signed Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley, the mess squirrel?
I mean, not a terrible signing.
No, it's fine, but they paid him way too much.
Yeah, they did. They paid him. they paid him.
Mess squirrel. Who else they brought? They brought in somebody else.
They did bring in. We're failing. We're failing
We're
here.
failing out there for the Buffalo Bills. Who the fuck else? I thought they brought in another receiver.
It was another receiver. It was a wide receiver. Wide receiver 2.
John Brown!
Yes, downtown
John
Brown.
Brown. Oh, I like you, John Brown, but you just...
And with Zay Jones there, I mean, they got...
What the fuck?
They don't have any number 1 receivers. They got a bunch of just kind of their wide receivers. They're just kind of
Gregory's phone's acting up around here. Oh, yeah, but I'm not drafting John Brown, I'm not drafting... John McCoy is going in the 8th or 9th round. This Frank Gore situation's scaring me off a little bit. Probably not drafting him either. But I think Josh Allen has serious fantasy potential. I mean, they did upgrade around him. I mean, it was scraping the bottom of the barrel. Upgraded nonetheless, because we're talking about dumpster fire Buffalo Bills here, people.
They have some talent building around there.
I mean, coming after he came back from injury, he finishes the number 1 quarterback for those weeks after he came back from injury. He was eating
he was getting it done.
He had 100 yards rushing 3 games in a row for a quarterback. It was fucked.
And I mean, I think that's not going to stop. I mean, I think that rushing is legit.
He was maniac. I
didn't know he was. Some of the moves I saw him doing, I didn't think he was like that.
It was incredible. He was fast. He was juking. He was like powerful.
He was making moves on people.
He was like Cam Newton out there. It was very impressive.
It was looking good.
I couldn't believe it. Buffalo, but so Josh Allen definitely on that. If you've been just sleeping, maybe your quarterback one is kind of dusty, a little bit scary, like a Phillip Rivers or something like that. And you want to go out there, you want some high upside, you want some sexy boy.
And in those late rounds, I mean, Josh Allen's not a bad pick.
We got a couple guys don't really matter, shits and gigs. Kevin White going there, so
fucking Kevin.
Dude, he's gonna go out there and score 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'll be so mad.
I'll fucking kill him.
I'll be so mad. That guy hasn't done it. He didn't do it.
YouTube death threats. YouTube.
I'll fly out to Arizona.
I get you.
He didn't do a damn thing
get
for
you,
us.
bitch.
I'll get you, bitch.
You guys ever seen that shit? That fucking the cops episode when they like tased that. There's like this man and a woman having an argument on the side of the street in Vegas, and the dude's not really getting all that crazy. They like release the fucking tasers on him, and you can just hear the tasers like pumping into him. And he's just standing there with his cigarette, and he's like, "I'll get you, bitch." I have no doubt in my mind he got that bitch. That bitch got.
She got
for sure. Well, so Tavius Murray taking over the Mike Ingram role in New Orleans. Any value to be had here? I think handcuff for Alvin Kamara is all you got.
Yeah, that's about. I mean, I can't really see him. I can't see him being as productive as Mark Ingram was in that role. I feel like he's not.
No, he's not as talented as Mark Ingram.
Yeah, I think Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram leaving town is definitely an upgrade for Alvin Kamara.
Oh yeah, easy. Move him up with the Todd Gurley knee situation. I think you can move Alvin Kamara up above him. I think we got Barkley. I think we're going Zeke. I think McCaffrey in full point PPR, then Kamara, and then he put Gurley in. And Gurley might even slip a little bit further. I'm scared to death. I don't think I'm willing to draft him. I mean, there's always a time and place for everything, but I don't think I'm willing to do it, especially in like bigger money leagues.
Yeah, I mean, it is a risk.
I think you take. Just give me Hopkins over him if I absolutely had to.
Hopkins is a sexy deluxe.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's guaranteed sexy deluxe.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, people, you like the cut of our jib? Give us a like, give us a share. If we missed anybody that you like, or maybe you think I shit all over a player and you're absolutely in love with, what the fuck am I saying?
Let us know.
Let us know in the comments section below.
Yeah.
Fire that shit off. Let me have it, boys.
We'll be here.
I mean, give us the share. We got to get the shares pumping out there, boys. Give us the shares. We got to get that tanker name up and roaring. Get that subscriber count up, boys. We got to get it eating and get it going. We got the fish tank back in action. We got Hampton the Bear, and we got it popping. I'll see you guys later. Cheeseburger.